A very good afternoon to you, Nombu, and to our viewers at home. We're coming to you live from DECO's headquarters here in the city of Tshwane in Pretoria. This is day one of WECONA, the Women Assembly, the Women's Economic Assembly here on the ground in its second installment. We've seen women from various sectors, be it the textile, be it agriculture, IT, and the likes, both from private and the public sector, gathering here very early. We've seen also a lot of ministers, the Minister of Small Business Development here as well, Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams, who just gave us an address a short while ago. This is where also we've seen the Minister of Social Development coming through this afternoon to also form part of that a panel discussion on the ground in trying to craft solutions and transformation for women in the sector. But I'm going to bring into the conversation now the co-chair of WECONA, this being Miss Futim Toba, who'll just let us in on really what we can expect in the 2 days, a hive of activities. Ladies are really excited to just collaborate and speak and thresh out issues that speak to the economy. Maybe let us in on what we can expect in the 2 days. Welcome to the SABC.
Thank you very much for having us. And what we can expect from the 2 days is actions that we need to do so that we can be able to follow through to all the implementation in terms of the opportunities for women in the supply and value chain. So just to come back, last year in 2021, we launched the Women Economic Assembly. And in that assembly, companies, private sector, and also government made commitments on advancing the opportunities of women through the supply chain. Then on an annual basis, what we are here to say is to hear how those commitments have been achieved. If not achieved, what were the challenges? If achieved, we celebrate, and then we look at new commitments to advance, and then those that didn't achieve can learn from the others, people that have achieved. That is what the Assembly is looking at.
We've seen already the role of government here. Heavily various ministers are coming through, and we're also expecting President Cyril Ramaphosa to tomorrow also form part of what is happening here on the ground. How important is it? How important is it, ma'am, that we really try to forge collaboration between government and the private sector? Are we really seeing the government's role here being appreciated and being really pivotal in championing those issues, especially where women empowerment is concerned?
The National Strategic Plan on Gender-Based Violence articulates that one of the matters that make women vulnerable to abuse is lack of economic empowerment. So already the genesis of WECONA, which is the Women Economic Assembly, is addressing the empowerment of women so that they are able to make decisions about their lives, to make the choices that they want, and also have the freedom to enjoy the benefits of the new South Africa, which they haven't enjoyed so far. So therefore, it is a collaboration between the private sector, civil society, and government. Because given the complexity of the requirements of addressing these issues, no one sector can do it alone. We can then also keep on blaming each other. But if we were in one room and we understand the problem and then we address it. So our action is really fact-based. That's why we've got industry sector leads, we've got companies that are able to provide the opportunities to women via the supply chain in the room so that they can tell us these are the opportunities. However, this is how you need to prepare the women. And then government can say, how can we facilitate, particularly through capacity building? And then government itself also says, here are the opportunities in government. You probably heard from Minister Stella Ndabeni saying that currently 1% of government procurement goes to women. That has to change. The private sector, we don't have statistics. Hence, it is very important for us to then now come with a measurement tool so that when we come year in and year out, we talk about progress that is got figures or data to support the progress that we have to see.
And just finally, from me, Mama, the economy has really not been doing well for quite some time. This is something that can discourage people that are entrepreneurs, especially women, from just embarking or just more or less joining this sector and trying by all means to survive as an entrepreneur and as a business. How important is it that we get women really, joining the sector, and really what would this do for an economy like ours that has not done well for quite some time?
You raise a very, very critical point. So the time is the right time. That's why the call of this time is that we are at a point in our country where we are trying to recover from COVID, and then we are faced with new global challenges around the climate change, the war in Ukraine that has resulted in global inflation. Therefore, this opportunity is that if we are building as a South African economy, this gives us a chance to now build for sustainability, which means you're building a resilient economy, and a resilient economy has to include women at the center of it. So this is absolutely the opportune time to do this, where the country is rebasing and growing, that women are at the center, and then we are creating this together. That's why the power of the collaboration.
Mfuti Mtoba, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. She is, of course, the co-chair of WECONA, just coming through to give us a sense of what we can expect in the 2 days. You can imagine that government officials are here as well, budding entrepreneurs are here as well. We've seen as well the private sector playing a role here in terms of crafting those solutions that would unlock the value chains for women. And this is an event and a gathering that is in its first installment tomorrow. We're expecting to see President Cyril Ramaphosa coming through and forming part of this process here on the ground.